see, Diana here. I'm finally back. It's been, I think, 4 weeks since my last video, and I really missed you all, but I've been quite busy at work, and in the winter it's quite hard to find good light for video because it's always dark, and on the weekends I was always away, so yeah, and last weekend when I finally found the time, I catched a cold. And now my voice is still a little bit hoarse, but I just thought I'm just doing a video because I really want to participate again, and I have so many awesome records I want to show, and yeah, so let's just start. I'm still catching up with all the videos. I'm sorry I'm not answering comments on my videos, but I will do in the future, and yeah, it was just a busy time. Okay, the first one that I want to show is one that was a grave for quite a long time, and I've been after this for so long, and I think it's quite well-known record, so I don't have to say that much about it. It's The Awakening by the Jamal Trio. This was released in 1970 on Impulse, and I am so happy to finally find the first German press on record for this label. And yeah, this is just a beautiful piece of art from start to finish. It's really lighthearted, it's breezy, modal jazz with Ahmad Jamal on the piano, Jamil Nasser on the bass, and Frank End on the drums. And yeah, it's just really enchanting, and it's, I think, the epitome for hip-hop sampling, I have the feeling. There's so many iconic hip-hop songs that use this for sampling. For example, one of my favorite songs of all time, one of my favorite hip-hop songs of all time, Shades of Brooklyn, Change, used the piano line from The Awakening, the title track, and Nas has sampled something for his iconic Amatic album, Common has sampled something from the year for Resurrection, and yeah, it's just, I'm not doing this. I need to get into the video making again, because I'm, yeah, out of experience. Yeah, it's just a great album, so I'm so happy to finally have this in my collection. The next one is one Derek was showing in the realm of my Embrace the Weirdness contest, and the title was so awesome, and what he was saying about it sounded so good. When I saw it in the shop, I just had to get it, and that's Gunter Hampel and his Galaxy Band, All the Things You Could Be If Charles Mingus Was Your Daddy. It's just perfect title, and it's also the title of the song that goes throughout here. Gunter Hampel is a German jazz artist. This record was released in 1980 on Birth Records, and it's a live recording. Gunter Hampel is playing bass clarinet, baritone saxophone and flute here. Jean Lee is singing here, Perry Robinson on the clarinet, Mark Whitecage on alto saxophone and flute, Thomas Kieseling on alto saxophone and flute, and Martin Lewis on drums and percussion. This was recorded live at the Goethe-Institut in Göttingen in 1980. And as Gunter Hampel says in the prelude, it's a tribute to the late Charles Mingus, who died a year before, I guess. And yeah, this is fantastic free jazz. It's very wild, it's very crazy, very fascinating, and full of energy. And the second side starts with a solo from John, who's singing Goodbye Pork Pie Hat, and it's just a crazy record, and it's fascinating, and I'm really happy that Derek showed this, and so I got this. Thank you, Derek. It's just a great record. All the things you could be if Charles Mingus was your daddy. Next one is one of my personal favorites of the year, Terrorplane First. This is the first album by Baltimore-based P.G. Dorsey, who called himself Terrorplane as an artist, which I think is also a really awesome thing because it's a Captain Beefheart song. So yeah. Yeah, and I think he derived the artwork from loosely based on the actual series, I guess. This is his debut album. It was released over the Belgian label Agile, and very minimalistic. And this kind of fits the music. This was one of the surprises of the year. It's an ambient electronic, psychedelic, krautrock, space record, I would say. Really creates a sonic atmosphere. It's really beautiful with distorted guitars and yeah, just a really ambient, drony soundscape, and kind of reminds me of a mixture between Tangerine Dream and Astro Temple, but with a very unique sound because there are also tape loops embedded from kind of film samples and movie samples, and that's pretty awesome. And yeah, the inner sleeve is as minimalistic as the cover sleeve. Yeah, that's really an awesome album, and if you're a fan of ambient crowd space rock, you should really check this out. Lilia Maria self-titled album, which was released in 1968 over Columbia Records, and this is the 2008 reissue of Sunbeam Records, a UK-based label. Yeah, this is acid folk made by two 20-year-old girls who were originally striving an acting career and just kind of like by accident stumbled over a record deal with Columbia, and they just made music for their own amusement. And yeah, this album was not promoted that much. They both decided that they did not like it being in the music industry, and they did not tour or something like that, so this was kind of under the radar, and I like this quite a lot. It's acid folk with their really beautiful, soft voices. Sometimes it's even creating a kind of eerie soundscape. Just really nicely produced, even though they say they did not like the way it was produced, but I kind of like it. It's a very neat album. I was just astonished by the cover because it did not look like it was made in 1968. My favorite tracks here are Everybody Knows and There Will Be No Clowns Tonight. And yeah, if you like acid folk, this might be your thing. Next one is a recent Now Again re-release, Kaleidoscope, also self-titled album, which was released in 1969 over the Orpheum label in Mexico. Even though a lot of people think they were a Mexican psychedelic rock band, they are a psychedelic rock band with members from Puerto Rico, the Dominican Republic and Spain, but the album was recorded in the Dominican Republic and released and pressed in Mexico in a really small quantity, and they also made a lot of gigs in Mexico, so maybe that's why a lot of people think they're from Mexico. The first press is like one of the most ridiculously priced LPs on Discogs I ever have seen. I think right now there's one available for 6,800 euros or so, which is absolutely nuts. And Shadow's Music has repressed this before, and now there's a Now Again re-release. They made only one album. It's awesome, psychedelic rock. The original cover is quite nicer than this, and maybe you know it if I show it. There are a lot of bands called Kaleidoscope, as I experienced, which is really ridiculous. And Now Again has made this nice booklet accompanying the LP. And here you can see the original artwork, which I think is really dope. And I'm a bit sad that I did not use it for the re-release. This is the band. And I think this album is quite well known. If you like psychedelic rock, yeah, I really like this album a lot, and I'm really happy Now Again did reissue Kaleidoscope. Now we're coming to another favorite of the year, Sequoia Flame. I really have to thank you for that, because you were showing it in one of your last videos, and I was listening to it, and I just totally fell in love with this record, because it's just one of the most beautiful things I've heard in quite a long time. And yeah, that's big words, but it is like this, because I get goosebumps when listening to it. And that's Bushman's Revenge. Jazz dit etter Umkommelsen? I don't know, but I know the title translates to Jazz from Memory, loosely translated. Bushman's Revenge are a band from, I think they're from Norway, consisting of a guitar player, a bass player, and drum player, and this is their 8th album. This is the most jazz-like record, I would say, they have. It's kind of, I would say it's psychedelic rock mixed with jazz. Hard to describe. This was released on Rune Gramophone. Yeah, it's the bass and the drums have this typical jazz rhythm, while the guitar is completely crazy and kind of totally fuzzy and psychedelic and tripped out. It's just so beautiful. It's so deep. It's really intense and haunting and heartfelt and emotional. And as I said, I'm getting goosebumps. And yeah, they do some jazz interpretations here. For example, Contemplation by McCoy Tyner and Angels by Albert Ayler. And yeah, they mix it up and make it sounding so trippy. It's amazing. It's playing in the back. I don't know if you can hear it, but I can just highly recommend to check this out. The last track on the record, Lola mit dem Gorgonzola, which is kind of a funny title because it's German, is a composition by themselves, and this is the one that's sounding the most like normal jazz. It's sounding like kind of traditional standard jazz, which is really beautiful. But the rest is totally tripped out, and I freaking love this. Thank you so much, Sequoia Flame, for recommending this. It's awesome. The next one is Samba Touré Ganda Diko. Samba Touré is an artist from Mali, and this is an album which was released in 2012 over Glitterbeat, and this is basically blues from Mali with some traditional influences. Sometimes it's getting a little bit funky, sometimes it's a little bit psyche, and it has always a lot of soul, and it's very, very emotional. In here are the lyrics, and thankfully they are translated to English, because the songs are mostly all in the Songhai language, mixed with some other languages. And Songhai is the native Mali language, and Gandaiko means land of drought in Songhai. And this album features kind of a lot of sad topics, from the first track, Walk Burning Land, as it's translated here. The first track is the title track, and there's just the topic that they have, the land is so dry that they can grow crops on there and feed their cattle, and yeah, don't have any water. And there's a song on here called The Living Deads, translated, and that topic is alcoholism. And even though they have a lot of really sad topics on here, the album's really bright and full of energy and full of joy of life, which is really beautiful, I think. My favorite tracks on here are Male Banu, and there's so many good. Chili High, The Sea, translated, is also really awesome. And Samba Touré is the guitarist, and he's playing acoustic guitar and electric guitar on here. His guitar play is accompanied by the suko, which is a traditional violin, and has a really unique sound. Yeah, I really love this album. If you like blues and if you like African world music, maybe this would be worth checking out. And speaking of world music, I have to speak about my new current favorite band, Goat. I think a lot of VC members know Goat because they have released their 4th album, Requiem, in October, and several members were showing the album, and I had no idea about this band at that time, and I was always making a mental note that I have to check them out, and now I finally did, and I was so blown away. It's amazing. I am absolutely in love with this band. This household is obsessed with this band. My significant other is just also in love with this band. And yeah, we bought the whole discography of them because they are so great and all the albums are awesome. And I've decided to show all of their albums in this video because I just don't want to get on your nerves for 4 videos with Goat, because I will be gushing over them for quite a long time, I guess. Yeah, the first album they made is World Music, which came out in 2012 over the UK-based Rocket Recordings label. Goat is a Swedish band which is mixing psychedelic space rock with world music influences, African percussion, folk music, everything. It's really energetic and driving music, very melodic. It's always got stuck in your ear because I always have tunes from them in my ear when I go somewhere. It's just amazing because they have so many hits. It's awesome, and yeah, they're great. They have 2 singers, 2 ladies. They have really funny vocals, especially on the live recordings, because the vocals sounding kind of strange and off, but I think it totally adds to the atmosphere because it's just fitting perfectly. It's, yeah, white mix, really psychedelic, really trippy. Yeah, the Goat history is that they say they're from a village in northern Sweden, which was following a voodoo cult before the Christians arrived there, and that is just always in the tradition of them, something like that. Yeah, this was the first album I made, I think, in the US. Everything's released over Sub Pop. This is having a really heavy world touch and a lot of psychedelics, and you can listen to all the albums on YouTube, and I think is my favorite song here, but then I think, okay, Let It Bleed, Run to Your Mama. They're all awesome. And yeah. And what I love about their artwork is that they are so inventive, because this one is like this. It's really cool, I think. And on yellow vinyl. The second album they released was a live album called Live Ballroom Ritual in 2013. This contains a lot of songs from world music, but also a few songs which were not on any other album. And what I like about this band is that they are completely different live. They vary the songs. The songs are usually longer than on the albums. I've seen live recordings of them where they're always in costumes and wearing masks, so nobody knows how the original band members look like. And they just always make such an awesome performance, and yeah, I really need to see them live. And after discovering Goat, I think in the beginning of November, I just learned that they were in the middle of October in Germany, and I just thought, how on earth could we miss them? I mean, I really want to see them live, and I really hope they will be on tour next year, because I really need to see them. Commune is the album which came out in 2013. Again, with a really awesome cover. And a lot of hits on it as well, like Gold Child, Hide from the Sun, Gathering of Ancient Tribes, and you can listen to all the albums from start to finish. There's not one song on it that is annoying. And I was just making up my mind which Gold album I think is the best, but I cannot decide because they're all a little bit different. But they're all great, so yeah, I cannot pick a favorite. And the album you have seen before a couple of times, Requiem, which was released this year, and again with the really great cover. And I really like the direction they go in with Requiem, and the sleeve is just terrific too. Because here sometimes it's even more melodic, and there's even a song on here, Trouble in the Street, which is kind of more even a pop song, but it's just so fantastic, and yeah, I just love this band. So, that's it. Enough Goat love. That sounds weird. If you don't know Goat, and if you just also, like I did, a mental note, just check them out because they're terrific. And I just want to thank all the WC members that were showing constantly the records by them, because otherwise I would never have noticed this terrific band. Thank you. The next one was a complete blind buy. I just bought it because I thought the cover was nice, but the music is also enjoyable. This is William Fitzsimmons' Good Night. This is really cool drawings on it. And this was released in 2006 over Haldon Pop Recordings. But William Fitzsimmons is a folk singer from the US, and he's mixing old music with some subtle electronica here. And this is kind of it's really beautiful album. It's kind of melancholic because he has a very intense topic sometimes, because he's brought up by two blind parents. They got divorced. His mother was committing suicide after the divorce. His father was completely losing everything, and yeah, he's divorced on his own. So yeah, this album is really sad and melancholic, but it's really beautiful. It has a really trails of voice, sometimes it's even whispering. Sometimes the music is even gearing a little bit towards the cheesy side. Sometimes it's even just pop, I would say, but it's more folk. Some tracks are more pure folk, some are mixed with the electronica, and so it makes it interesting, I think. I think it's a really nice album to listen to if you do something, or if you're just reading or something like this. So yeah, I really enjoyed this. And the last one I'm showing before I lose my voice completely is one that is quite popular and we see as well, and that's Earth Blossom by the John Batch Society. This was originally released in 1974 over Strata East, and this is the 2015 Emily Sweetness reissue. Yeah, it's the only album John Batch made as a band leader. He's a jazz drummer. And he's joined here by Billy Pewitt on flute, alto and tenor sax and bass clarinet, Bob Holmes on piano, electric piano and percussion, Ed Lambonians on electric bass, acoustic bass and percussion, Jim Bridges on guitar and percussion, Phil Royster on congas and percussion, and John Batch is playing percussion beside drum play. Yeah, this is just an awesome spiritual soul jazz masterpiece. I'm really happy to finally have this. It's creating kind of a dreamy soundscape. It's free. Sometimes it's even funky. Yeah, and just beautiful album. Yeah. So, and the Heavenly Sweetness reissues always sounds so nice. So yeah, that's really great. Okay, that's it folks for today. Feels good to be back. Hope to do a new video soon. And then maybe I'm not sounding that strange, hopefully. I'm putting some samples of the music below, so you can just listen to some of the things if they interest you, and just leave some feedback in the comments below. And thank you so much for watching. I was quite shocked when I checked my subscription amount today, which is kind of crazy because 6 weeks ago I did a 420 subscribers contest. That's really strange. Okay, thank you and have a nice day. Bye.